What's up, YouTube? So I'm coming to y'all today with a quick little tutorial on how to do a simple little face mask. And yeah, let's get to it. And this one is going to be made out of bandanas. So the first thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and cut the bandana in half, only for the simple fact that it's just too much fabric to be using the whole entire bandana. And I am going to do this two-sided face mask, so I'm going to use a second color, but I'm not going to use this blue only because it's wrinkled. I want something that's nice and flat. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this green, and I'm going to do the same exact thing, which is cut it in half. Now the next thing you will need is a simple pattern piece of half of a mask, and you can go ahead and make this on your own, and I'm going to show you all how I do it. So basically it's just a box, but whenever you get up to the nose part, it's a little curve. So box, and then the nose part, it goes up into a curve, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to cut around it. So just imagine that the other half is there and you're looking at a face mask. Now what I personally like to do is I like to go on the bandana and just cut out all of the plain edges, because I don't want any parts of my face mask being plain. I want all of the bandana design. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. Now the next thing that you want to go ahead and do is put your pattern piece that you made flat on one of the raw edges of the bandana. And you want to do the side where it's just straight on the nose part. So we're going to go ahead and lay that down, and we're going to go ahead and pin it onto the other bandana. So now this is what it should look like. You have the flat edge on two raw edges, and all you have to do is cut out that pattern piece. So just trace it along, cut it out, and you will have two pieces for your face mask. And that's pretty much it. And you're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing for the green one. So now when you're done cutting, you can go ahead and see that you have two pieces. Whenever you go ahead and unpin it, you can see the two pieces for your face mask, and just do the same exact thing with the green one. You should have all four pieces like this. And next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sew them. So I'm going to meet you all at the sewing machine. Now we're at the sewing machine, and you're going to place right sides and right sides together. And what I mean by that is you're going to take the bright sides of the bandanas and place them together, because on the back of a bandana there is a dull side that's not as bright. And you're just going to go ahead and sew them together. And you're going to do the same exact thing for the green one. Oh gosh, my daughter didn't spit up on my jacket already this morning, but anywho, next thing you want to do is you want to clip like little slits inside of the seam that you just made with the sewing machine, just so it'll be easier for you to turn your bandana inside out. I'm sorry y'all, my camera cut out, but this is basically what it is, like little slits, but don't go past the seam that you made. All right, now the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna place right sides and right sides together. So the ugly part should be facing outwards where you can see it, like that. And then once you have that together, we're going to sew the entire thing together but we're gonna leave a little small space at the edge so you can turn it around. Just a small space at the edge. So sew the entire thing right sides to right sides. So now that you're done sewing around the entire border, you can go ahead and snip off the little excess fabric outside of the sewing line. And that's really just like, okay, y'all see the sewing line? Oops. Right here, you can cut off anything above that. And like I said, you all were supposed to leave a little space at the bottom so you can go ahead and turn it out. So basically what you're gonna do is push through the fabric. Now the next thing you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna put my finger inside of the hole and I'm just gonna push around to make sure it's nice and flat on the inside before I close out that seam. Well, that small hole that I made before I close it out. Now to close it out, you just bend each piece inwards, place it together, and just make a top stitch. So now your hole is closed right there. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fold both sides like this. Fold and fold. And then just go ahead and sew it down. I'll say about half of an inch. It doesn't need to be that wide. And go ahead and stitch on this edge. So now that these two sides are stitched together, you can go ahead and clip off like excess thread, like little thread pieces that you see. So I went ahead and cut off about 8 inches of the skinny string elastic, and I cut 2 pieces of those. And the next thing that I'm going to do, get a safety pin, put it through the elastic and close it. Then I'm just going to push it through the tunnel hole that we just created. And once that's through there, I'm going to take the safety pin off and I'm just going to go ahead and tie the 2 pieces together. Or you can stitch it. It's really up to you and what you prefer. And once you tie them together, you can snip off the extra pieces that's just like hanging there. But it's your preference. Now you just go ahead and do the same exact thing to the other side and you're done with your face mask.